Pikmin 4. At this point, I might as well just make exclusively Pikmin videos for the rest of time. That was a joke, but now that I think about it. But anyways, Pikmin 4 is an upcoming game that's probably going to be on the Nintendo Switch, and if it isn't, that would be a cruelly long wait. And I've talked about what's going on with Pikmin 4 an excessive amount on this channel, but after realizing I'd ran out of ways to phrase the same idea, I figured it'd be interesting to look at what Pikmin 4 should be. What could Pikmin 4 do better than the previous Pikmin games? How can it take advantage of the Switch? And what should Pikmin 4 be? I mean, that last one is pretty much just a combination of the other two, but you get what I mean. And don't be one of those people who says it was just Hey Pikmin the whole time. I've had just about enough of that nonsense. But Redkwan, don't you think it was just a mistranslation? Hey, not right now. I have to make that a separate video so I can get as much out of this game as I possibly can. Hello all 1,378 of you, I'm Redkwan, and what should Pikmin 4 be? So first, I think it'd be helpful to look at what Pikmin 4 can do to take advantage of the Switch. The Nintendo Switch is an interesting piece of hardware, and different games have used that in different ways. For example, Mario and Zelda took into account the Switch's on-the-go nature to make shrines and moons that could be collected in short play sessions. But while people really liked both those games, I don't really think that's the right way to go about it. Because by designing a game to work well as an on-the-go experience, you can sacrifice how good the game actually is. But there are still ways that Pikmin 4 could take advantage of the console. For one, there's the controls. Past Nintendo systems with Pikmin games were able to use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck system, and the Wii U also had the ability to use the touchscreen, both of which worked well. The original Pikmin games on the GameCube had to use the GameCube controller, which worked, but wasn't ideal. Now it might be that the Switch will have to go back to something similar to the GameCube system because of its lack of Wii Remote support, but I think there could probably be some solution with the gyro and the Joy-Cons. Maybe it's a long shot and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I think there could be some sort of motion aiming with the Switch controllers, which is something that could really benefit Pikmin. Of course, that would only work well in docked mode and with detached Joy-Cons, but hey, I think it would be a pretty good solution. And maybe undocked, the game could work similar to the touchscreen playstyle of Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, although I'm still not sure if that would be ideal. But what about the important stuff, the actual gameplay? I think there are a bunch of places Pikmin 4 could go that could be really interesting takes on the series. Now most likely, it won't be anything I say, and will turn out basically the same as the other games in the series, but hey, this isn't a predictions video, this is a what it should be video. I need to come up with better names for these things. But anyways, I think Pikmin could go in a lot of different directions. One thing I think would be really cool is to have expanded multiplayer. I know that it would probably have some multiplayer side modes, like Pikmin 3's oddly popular bingo battle, but I'm talking about something in the actual game. I always like the idea of story modes having the option of multiplayer, and not many games actually have something like that, which is kind of a bummer. And I think it could work really well for Pikmin, because the games actually have multiple explorers. If two people could take control of two explorers, I think that could make the games a lot more enjoyable. I mean, I can't exactly speak for it myself, but I think people with friends would probably love it. Now, I've seen a lot of people in the comments hoping for the caves in Pikmin 2 to make a return, but I've also heard a lot of people who hate the caves in Pikmin 2. Personally, I don't think they were that great of an idea, but I do understand why people like them. They were able to provide a solid challenge, and they helped make the game a little bit more substantial time-wise. But I think there are better ways to do that. Maybe just including a more difficult mode could help solve the problem, and just filling the game with more stuff that needs to be done. But I think possibly a better solution is to have the caves, and have them be challenging and offer more content, but also have them be optional. It's kind of hard to strike the right balance with these types of things, because you have to make it something worthwhile, so that people who want it actually feel motivation to do it, while also not making it necessary, so that the people who don't want to do the caves can get the full experience. But you can't make the thing in the caves worthwhile in many ways, because if the game gets easier or shorter, you defeat the whole purpose. Maybe the people who want the cave stuff could get a different ending or something. That's probably not a very good reward, but I couldn't really think of anything else. Nintendo can just figure it out. It's not like that's the whole point of this video to answer questions like this. Now I know a big thing people want with Pikmin 4 is new Pikmin Types, and I guess that could be interesting in theory, having different gameplay mechanics and whatnot. But honestly, I think there are a good amount now, and if there were more, I think their gimmick would have to be something pretty out there. But as the generous YouTube channel that this is, pretty much exclusively because y'all keep giving me mountains of views for these things, I'll give a few Pikmin types I think would be interesting. So I think there should be an orange Pikmin type, and these guys should explode whenever they're thrown at something. Does it make sense? You better believe it doesn't. Would it be fun? I highly doubt it. But there you go. They would probably do extra damage to a lot of enemies, but obviously wouldn't be especially durable. They just die immediately. and you could probably use them for some puzzles where they could act like bombs. Now I figure I should probably come up with one more, so the green Pikmin type should be called stock Pikmin. They invest in the stock market. This sounds like a joke, but this is legitimately the only thing I could think of. The advantage of these guys is that if you have them working in the stock market and whatever, you can make more money, which can be used for something miscellaneous that doesn't really matter at this point. It adds a bit of strategy though, because you can make more money, but then you'd have less Pikmin in the field. Also, these guys would be totally cool because they'd blend in with everything else and you'd never be able to find them again. Actually, this is super dumb. Scratch all these new Pikmin types. You guys can tell me all the good ideas for Pikmin types you have in the comments if you want. I'm not sure you can beat stock Pikmin, but you can give it a shot. One final aspect I think could really improve Pikmin 4 is to change the world. The worlds in Pikmin aren't bad, but they could stand to improve quite a bit. The Pikmin worlds are pretty closed off, and all have more or less the same sort of theme. And that's fine for a few games, they have to build a style after all, but after 3 games, I'd like to see the Pikmin series get a little more creative with the world design. Maybe opening up the levels a little bit is an option, or maybe they could just add more variety instead of having the general garden-y theme. I think a giant mountain area would be pretty cool, although maybe it wouldn't work very well practically, and I think a tropical island area would be pretty interesting too. Maybe even an environment that went really out there would be cool, although it might not fit in with the style of games very well. Either way, I think new areas could be a great way to keep the game fresh, and let's be honest, if it's all grass, we're never going to find those stock Pikmin, so this is really the only option we've got. Well, I'm Redkwan. What do you think Pikmin 4 should be? Whenever I make these videos, everyone always has better ideas than me, so make sure to comment them. Actually, wait, why would I ask for that? You'll just make me look bad. The algorithm? Yeah, you better comment. Oh, and I bet you're gonna make 23 other Pikmin videos this month because of the views! You shut your mouth, Brian. I make weekly videos, so it'll only be 4. Anyways, I'm Redkwan, thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.